Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. There are 40,000 therapists working for them. I've gotten great feedback. People like the therapists that they are seeing. They've been very helpful, so that's cool. Thank you. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, on to the question. Do narcissists have dead eyes / evil face? The narcissists I know had eyes like the dead, and everything they did almost looked mechanical. Their faces almost manic at times. They can. There's not. So there is something called the psychopath stare. Okay, so the psychopathic stare is where they just kind of look right through you, like they're trying to figure out who and what you are, so that they can use you better, type of thing. They can have, dead eyes. It depends. Some narcissists are charming. I mean, oh my God, charming. Like super charming. Like they seem very personable and very animated and very this, that, and the other thing. Others of them, though, yeah, you're absolutely right. And it depends on the level of narcissism, psychopathy, control freak. It depends on what other things are going on. So, somebody who is psychopathic or somebody who is devoid of empathy, okay, they'll mimic. They try to mimic normal human emotions. So it may feel off, kind of thing. It may kind of look off. They may look kind of like their laugh is not natural, or their response to something is obviously learned, or there's things that tell you. When I worked in the homeless shelter, we dealt with people that were very psychopathic, you bet. And some of them had that psychopath stare where their eyes weren't dead. You could see the flames of hell burning there. Seriously. I mean, you could just tell that when they were looking at you, they were trying to figure out how to hurt you, kind of thing, which is why we had pairs of therapists working together, so because it otherwise was not safe. So yeah, I mean, they can have dead eyes. One time I dealt with one where they would smile, right, but the smile would never reach their eyes. So with healthy people, the smile reaches their eyes. With them, it was, I don't even know if I could do it. It was like, I can't do it. So it's like it never reached their eyes. There was no flicker. There was no, you can tell when people are happy. You can tell when people are it reaches their eyes. With this one guy, man, nothing reached his eyes. He would smile, so he'd be smiling down here, but this up here was dead, or just evil, or just blank, or flames of hell, So, yeah, they can. It depends on the level of psychopathy. It depends on what their deal is. But again, a lot of times, a lot of these narcissists, very charming, very beautiful or good looking, very smooth. It depends. Not all abusers are cut out of exactly the same cloth. I mean, they have enough of the same characteristics that you can tell, but it's like, yeah, they'll have different types. Some of them are charming. Some of them are charming narcissists. If you think about the serial killers like Ted Bundy, he was charming. Like, no, he looked like your clean cut, all American, collegiate, 4.0 doctorate guy. And he had everybody fooled, So yeah, some of them can be very charming. Some of them can be very kind of obviously psychopathic. They've got that psychopath stare. The smile never reaches their eyes. There's no kindness or gentleness about them. There's something just kind of wrong. But some of them, like I said, they hide in plain sight, and they know they can mimic enough of the expected emotions to kind of slide by. And that's kind of what makes it kind of scary when you think about it, because they can mimic it just enough to be accepted in society, or not necessarily noticed by society, until it's too late. But the thing that is common with all of them is that they will tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're that arrogant, and they honestly think they are that above the law. And when they say something, like, I am going to hurt you, or I feel sorry for my family and friends, or, things like that, they're telling you what's going to happen. They're telling you how things are going to go down, so you kind of gotta believe them when they say things like that. And the desire is to say, oh no, that's not true. Why are you saying that? That's, because we don't want to believe it. But listen, when somebody says something and you're like, your first impulse is to be like, oh, that's not true, and try to comfort them, it's like, you need to take a step back and go, why are they saying that? What's the agenda here? And oftentimes there's not an agenda. The truth will slip out of a narcissist's mouth, and they will cover it by either, oh, just kidding, oh, I didn't mean it, oh, oh, it's nothing, oh, da 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 da, that kind of thing. But they'll tell you exactly what they're planning. They do. And you kind of got to listen, and you kind of got to believe. But what I find is when people are in the midst of an abusive relationship, they're so much into the people pleasing, and they're so much into wanting this person to be normal, and wanting this person to be sane, and wanting this person to want them, that they ignore the red flags, such as the truth slipping out and them saying something like, oh, I didn't mean it, or oh, I was just kidding, or oh, that's not really what I think, or well, if it's not really what you think, why'd you say it? So yeah. So no, not all. I mean, yes, they can have the dead eyes. They can have but you don't want to assume that they all do. Like I said, some of them are glib, some of them are charming, some of them are, able to hold the mask up a little bit longer than others. And honestly, I think it has a lot to do with intelligence, and how to manipulate, and what they've learned in the past, and they learn from their mistakes, and they do differently next time. And yeah, it's the ones who are not quite as what's the word I'm looking for, not quite as intelligent, don't learn from their mistakes, continue to do the same things over and over again expecting a different outcome. Those are the ones that tend to get caught over and over again. The ones who get away with stuff for long periods of time, those are the smarter ones, and those are dangerous. To be sure, absolutely, because they learn from their mistakes, and they perfect their way of abusing, and they're just evil. And you can't always see it. Like I said, they wear a mask, and they play games, and they've learned how to hide in plain sight. The more psychopathic they are, you bet. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they can have the dead eyes, they can have the evil looking face, some of them do, but the really scary ones don't. So don't count on that to, help you. So all right, my loves. So on, what day is it today? Today's Wednesday. On Friday, I will answer another question, and then on Sunday, we will be talking about cognitive dissonance and the fog, and why that's so dangerous for survivors of abuse to get caught in that. All right, so we will talk about that later. You guys have a great couple of days, and I will talk to you on Friday. Bye.